Warren Sharp tweeted out the most expensive offensive lines in 2025 currently. Obviously, they're still free agency, so these will change. But thought it was interesting. Number one, Panthers, $95 million. Chiefs, number two, 81. Panthers were $14 million more than number two, and the Chiefs are $14 million more than number three. Like, it's crazy what the Panthers and Chiefs are spending on O-line. Then it all kind of comes together. Giants at 3 was $67 million, and then you have to go another like 15 spots to drop another $20 million. I know what you're wondering. Where are the Raiders on this list? Probably pretty low. You're right. Number 28, $32.6 million. The Raiders are spending on their O-line next season. Almost half of that is Kolton Miller. Roughly, like just barely under, like 49% of that is one player, right? Just the tackle.
Dude,
so Soto, yeah, go ahead.
Well, there's a couple of different things you can look at here. One is the fact that they're kind of caught in between right now, because it doesn't seem like the previous regimes were really building up the offensive line with young talent. The last season we got a couple of guys, but everything else is like, well, you know, Parham is kind of in and out. You know, Thayer Mumford didn't pan out, so it's like these guys that are there, they're first or second year guys, third year guys, so they haven't hit their second contract yet. The only guy that's been there as a stalwart is Kolton Miller. Mm-hmm. So this first season, I wouldn't think it'd be a good idea for Spytek to go in there and just start spending a bunch of money on the offensive line, because he hasn't seen with his own eyes really what they have yet. Mm-hmm. Now, you can get a couple of guys here and there, but as far as an overhaul, expect that maybe next year or the year after.
Because Spytek has always preached build through the trenches, right? So I thought he'd commit more draft capital to it. What was the highest pick we had that was O-line? 4? Was it? Round 4, right?
Yeah. No. This last season? This
draft? Spytek.
No, we had two round 3.
2 round 3s, right? So 3, right?
Yeah, the 2 that we got for trading back, we used those both. They were the last 2 picks in the third round.
Last pick of the third, right? So we got 2 there, right? So third round picks is someone you'd expect to contribute, right? Like probably not a plug and play starter, but you'd hope will contribute sooner rather than later, right? But no big free agent signings on the O-line. No big draft capital spent on it. Third's pretty decent. I guess it's fair. But that's what he's always preached, right? Is like, would you build through the trenches? And on offense, that's their weakest spot, right? Like, just got our quarterback. We just drafted a stud running back, best tight end in football. Jacoby Myers is, one of the best wide receiver 2s in football. It might be our wide receiver 1. Can the O-line hang with it? Because I think I sent in our group chat, was like, dude, like I was sent, yet another Geno Smith highlight reel of him just fucking roping darts 20 yards down the field. I'm like, dude, if our O-line can hang, if our O-line can pull their weight, we should put up some serious points this season.
That's one thing you have to take a look at. Like, you take a look at, Geno Smith, his touchdowns and this and that, and interceptions and all this other stuff, and he was in the red zone. Every single clip that you saw, he was running for his life. Mm-hmm. Every single one of those throws, he was getting pressured, he was getting dragged to the ground, and he was still throwing dimes down the field. And he wasn't just sitting there, comfortable in the pocket, stepping up in the pocket. He was running, and he was still throwing these dimes. So
pirouetting 1 foot.
Geez, it was one of those ones. I was like, how did he get that there?
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to find out, man. Hopefully, it transfers over to us, but there's no indication that it won't, because his protection was pretty bad last season.
So we're not spending a lot on the O-line. Does that equal success? So 3 of the 5 biggest spenders were not playoff teams. Panthers, Giants, Bears, right? 1, 3, and 4, not playoff teams. 3 of the 5 lowest spenders were playoff teams. You had Ravens, Steelers, Bucks, and Seahawks were a 10-win team, and they still didn't go. But they were, we saw how bad their O-line was. They spent the second least. Ravens spent $19 million on their line. That's so fucking nuts to me. That's crazy. But on the flip side, 3 of the 11 lowest spenders were playoff teams. Only 3 of the 11 lowest made it to the playoffs, right? So there's no question that good O-line play equals good football, right? We're not here to state the obvious. But it's also true you don't have to spend a lot on your O-line to have it be a good O-line. It's the easiest way, right? It's the kind of the no-brainer way. So I think the Raiders are in an interesting position because our second best lineman is on a rookie deal, right, with Jackson Powers-Johnson. So he's going to be cheap for the next 3 seasons. So that's amazing, wonderful, fantastic. DJ Glaze was a starter for us. He'll probably be a starter again. He should be okay. He should be pretty good, right? I don't think any of us are. DJ Glaze has, proven to be better than we thought, but I think replaceable. I think we should try to improve on him, but he can hold his own and anchor that right tackle spot if we have to. And then it's just filling in those guard spots. So I honestly think we're one quality, high-paying guard away from having a line I'm happy with. Really, I think just one more free agent signing at guard, and I think we got an O line where we can go out there and not have Geno Smith run around with his pants on fire. Just be a normal O line instead of a shitty one.
Yeah, I mean, what we're finding is that being the big spenders on the offensive line means you're not developing young guys. You're just trying to get older guys that cost a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And if you spend very little, you're kind of like probably in that beginning stage of turning over an offensive line to go younger. It's that middle in between spot where you have a couple of guys to plug it here and there, but you also have younger guys that are good, that are on the come up. That's where you want to be. I think that's where we're headed.
Yeah, exactly to your point. We signed one quality guard to a market price deal, and we're exactly where you're at. We have an expensive left tackle who's been worth the money. We signed one more good guard worth the money, and then it's young guys. And so it's a constant, you know what I mean? It's like we always talk about with teams. If you've got like a rookie quarterback who's a stud, you go all in, right? You bet, you mortgage the future to pay for the present, right? It's like, there's your window, go for it, right? Or you're completely retooling, right? You're shutting everything down, starting over, get rid of all the expensive old guys. We'll get draft picks and we'll rebuild. Where you want to be is in the middle, where you're recycling and moving perfectly. You're drafting correctly. Your expensive guys get a little too expensive. You got the next guy up ready to go, and then you do that. The micro version of that is the O-line. You don't want all your O-linemen to be all third-year players and all need their big contracts the same year. You know what I mean? You don't want that. What you want is kind of what we're going with right now, right? Kolton Miller's not quite 30, expensive guy. He's got 3 more good years in him. Like I said, I think we should get another quality guard somewhere and then a bunch of rookie deal guys. And then by the time Jackson Powers-Johnson is going to have to be paid $15 million a year, Kolton Miller will probably be gone, right? Gone, right? We're not going to pay him anymore. But hopefully by then we'll have a second-year tackle that's ready to go, right? Just turning, it's a carousel, right? You just want to keep feeding it, right? And you're going to miss, right? DJ Glaze might not work out, right? Maybe it could have just one decent year. Maybe he doesn't work out, right? Dylan Parham, we were pretty high on. Doesn't seem like he's working out. But JPJ fucking panned out. DJ Glaze might. And you just keep throwing bodies into the machine and see who rises to the top. You pay them, and then when they're done, hopefully the next guy's there. Just constant rotating of that machine.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, they're not everywhere. 6'4", 6'5" guys over 300 pounds that are athletic, they're not everywhere. So if you can find them wherever you can find them, grab them, develop them, and you always got to keep refilling that chamber. Yeah, okay. You let a guy go, bring 2 guys to freaking take his spot, and let them fight it out. And it's just that's what the smart teams do. They're always constantly turning over these position groups.
Hey, you made it to the end of our video. Great job. I know you want more. Go ahead and click the next video. And if you're feeling crazy, go ahead and subscribe.